Начался бой. Забаненный клатч от Токса. Кого забанил Raisy, я так и не понял, если честно. Ну ладно, это уже не важно. Важно, кем они играют. И матч у нас уже в самом разгаре. Сейчас будет первая драка. Как быстро лопнул Raisy. Токс, конечно, там особо не напрягаясь. Ворвался. И просто Raisy даже ничего не понял, что произошло. Очень, на самом деле, должен быть интересный матч. Действительно, говорили тут про реванш на Quake. Они встречались в Best of 1. Играли Волкин. Там Токс экспериментировал на анархии. Ну, совершенно без борьбы. Фактически проиграл Raisy. Токс очень нередкий гость на дуэльных турнирах. Но он, в отличие, например, от того же Ву, активно играет другие режимы, поэтому форма у него всегда замечательная. Сейчас он еще и тренил дуэли, потому что ему сказали по секрету, что 2 на 2 здесь не будет. Поэтому можно, конечно, дуэльки спокойно потренить. Так, ну вот Raisy может ловить? Нет. Тут же ему прилетело в ответ. Интересный выбор карты. Нечасто мы ее на этом турнире наблюдаем. И, конечно, здесь очень много всяких моментов с этими телепортами, где можно и подловить, и просто на всякие тотемы напороться. Но вот до этого подсказали в чате, что Галина была забанена вторым персонажем. Ой-ой-ой, как мало! У Raisy 2 хп! И Токсы его рылят. Это, конечно, круто. У Raisy минус 2 персонажей. Очень хочется вообще на Токса посмотреть. И в дуэлях, и... Так, здесь опасно. Токс просто там бегает на... Вот у него было 97-97 после предыдущей перестрелки. Так оно у него и продержалось несколько секунд. Ничего, Raisy в него не попал. Сейчас будет мега. И Токс уже в порядке. 2 килла, собственно, остались. Ну, вернее, у Токса, естественно, все персонажи, я имею в виду. В данный момент 2 килла бегают по уровню. В кило очень хорошо входит арморчик. Можно его насобирать до 225, если брать, конечно, хэви. Так-то 150. И Токс сейчас отлично сыграл. По-моему, еще и залетела греночка. Ну, в этом... раунде у Raisy очень большие проблемы. Сейчас Токс отъестся. Я думаю, с хэви он уже не сойдет. Понимает он, что Raisy вряд ли будет ломиться на этот хэви. Ох, еще ракета залетела. Ну, здесь вот главная позицию хорошую сейчас выбрать. Уже, конечно, опоздал Токс. Но все равно лезет. Кстати, Raisy там очень неплохо попал. Если бы вошла эта рельса, то был бы фраг. Токсик очень, по ощущениям, по крайней мере, спокойно играет и очень спокойно отлетает от обилки Бласковича. И смотрите, в этом раунде все вообще по-другому начинает у нас развиваться. Так. Я думаю, это 1-1. Ну, там мало, на самом деле, у Raisy, поэтому до конца он вряд ли пойдет. Он как раз не из тех, кто воюет до упора. Вот сейчас интересный момент. Raisy отошел с хэви и, скорее всего, отдаст его. Impressive. Спасибо, ребята. Спасибо NBT Wires за то, что балуешь зрителей на нашем замечательном квикерском канале. Так. Raisy хочет добить последнего персонажа. И 1-1. Вот так же. Смотрите, какой пульс у Raisy. 144 Гц, короче, пульс был. Его подключили к монитору конкентовскому. Так. Агент, я думаю, пошел на рынок золотишко прикупить. Надеюсь, он не обидится. Ну, нормально так вот. Бодро очень начали до этого раунда. Сейчас. Опа, все. Затаились оба. Raisy на килле. Интересный персонаж. Реально, вот он из всех последних. На самом деле, Саленцеп, он не, ну, стал часто выбираться. Саленцеп на него моду задал. Помню, когда-то в самом начале бейс им поигрывал, потом перестал брать, а Саленцеп начал 2 на 2 на нем играть постоянно. И так, вот здесь фейл от Raisy, и Токс, конечно, там без хп, но удирает с армором. Но это ему особо ничего не дает. Raisy опять толстый как. Килл. Raisy пошел в банк стреляться. Ну, я не знаю, там насколько был толще он Токса. Намного имеется в виду. То есть при этом Токс его перестрелял. Так, Raisy несется на ДК и не задел огонь. Нету хп. Да, здесь нельзя на миге оставаться ни в коем случае. Из любой пушки побьют. Сейчас будет встреча. Я уж подумал, Токс сейчас сотворит чудо. Нет, 100 на 8 остался у Raisy. Хотя шафт очень круто. Это там что такое со спины было? За фаербол свист. Токс сам, наверное, не понял, что хотел. То есть он, видимо, на стрейфах врывался и фаербол это бросал. Raisy отлично отыгрывает. Должен сейчас, по идее, убивать. Очень круто ребята шафтят. Последние персонажи. То у Токса килл. У BG нет обилки. В общем, да, мысли я про Саленцепа не закончил. Он, собственно, по-моему, первый из таких топ-игроков, кто начал на нем постоянно играть и ввел в моду. Ну, а, собственно, когда еще есть бан в игре и убирают какого-нибудь клатча или ДК, то задумаешься о том, кого брать. И вот килл, в принципе, в порядке. Фактически, какие у нас новые персонажи в игре? Дум, Бласкович, ДК, килл. Всех не упомнить. Но, в принципе, более-менее они используются. Дум, конечно, совсем редко. И в зависимости от карт хорош такой вылет в телепорт. Так. BG очень неплохо стал после того, как его в патчах там последних немножко. Но в последнем его подрезали, до этого подняли очень неплохо. Строк, да, Строк подсказывают в чате. Но вот за Строга не играет особо никто. Разве что Даханг в 2 на 2. Но в дуэлях он его еще не показывал. Хотя Строк тоже очень крут своими подборами капсул после смерти врага. Взаимный респект. Но в 2 на 2, если Строк может там с большего количества врагов поднимать эти капсулки, в дуэлях, конечно, он такой хорошая встреча. Токс дерется за Хэви, попадает Рейл. Хэви при этом все равно утащил. Нормально сейчас, конечно, Raisy тоже аркадничает. На него это не похоже. И карта его на самом деле не его карта. Просто карта это для него подвисает. Потому что, ну там килл на ДК. Подрейлил Токс. Токс, конечно, по ему очень жесткий. Особенно по шафту. Так, первым Хэви. таймингом у Токса тоже все в порядке, поэтому сейчас он все законтролит и, может быть, даже пойдет искать соперника, потому что обилочка тоже подоспела. В телепорт Raisy не идет, но если зайдет, его, конечно, будет очень большой сюрприз ждать. Токс на ходьбе тихо, это тоже что-то такое. Вот обычно так вот. Выпрыгивать, выпуливать в телепортах. Это интересней. Но здесь на самом деле слишком, опять же, ставки высоки. Да, он очень хочет, я думаю, выиграть дуэльный турнир в Quake Champions. Напомню я, что он дошел до финала DreamHack Winter. Обыграл в полуфинале Сайфера, главного фаворита того турнира. Очень тяжелой борьбе, там у Сайфера мышка глючила, ну там все, что тут не происходило. В общем, Сайфер уступил, Токс дожал, и сил на финал против Даханга у него явно уже никаких не осталось, ни физических, ни моральных, и финал он просто сдул. Там Даханг, ну реально, просто вот стоял на месте, сам Токс прибегал и отдавался. Здесь мы видим другого Токса, очень аккуратного. И реально, в принципе, чуть-чуть ему до того, чтобы выйти в плей-офф с первого места в группе. Даже в этом, в общем-то, раунде он может все вопросы решить. Хотя не помню, кто какую карту, чей пик, на самом деле. Так, что там, обоюдный фраг, у Токса преимущество, играть на самом деле еще далеко, ой, долго, до конца еще далеко. Какая вторая карта, я, честно говоря, не помню, по-моему, ДМ6, но вот просто ДМ6 это выбор Токса, он там может зажечь, просто перестрелять. Raisy это все-таки карта постратежнее, и здесь, если Токс ее возьмет, это просто пол шага до плей-оффа останется ему. Пока очень близок. Опять же, взять, естественно, первые карты, но вот, если я не ошибаюсь, если действительно вторая ДМ6, там будет очень тяжко. Raisy надо, естественно, сейчас атаковать. Там, кстати, подгорело очень неслабо у Токса. Наступил он в огонек. 50 секунд, и Raisy нужно что-то предпринимать. Хорош, на 100. Ракета. Raisy уходит в дальнюю часть карты. Подбирает часы, чтобы была обилка. Сейчас возьмет 2 аптеки и будет готовить финальный штурм. Скорее всего, еще и Хэви сейчас дождется. Ну, как-то очень корявенько он открыл этот эпизод. Время-то еще было на Well of Nut. Все-таки легче догонять, чем на том же ZTN. И обилку просто настолько нелепо потратил. Токс, красава! Да, первую карту забирает Токс, и сейчас будет ДМ6 у Токса тоже. 144 пульс.
When you think that choosing a different champion other than the obvious would actually be enough to give you that edge, but here I think he's just relying on bread and butter, rockets and rails.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we are going to be jumping into the game in just a second. It's map 2 between Toxjq and Maestro's Raisy. So on Tox, we're going to be right off the start. He's going to be going Doom first, up against Visor.
And of course, that just gives him very easy access to rockets, rails, and heavy. And actually, if you're going to be starting off as a Doom Slayer, that's pretty much the spawn you want. It gives him a lot of utility, a lot of room, and a lot of room to breathe as well. But it's going to be clamped down a little bit by that initial LG coming out of Raisy. And again, his LG has been phenomenal this series.
That's true. Don't rule out Raisy's aim. It's incredibly strong. I mean, Tox, his aim, it's sensational. If you can get close to matching that and you can win on that war of control, definitely don't be afraid of it too much as Raisy.
And we have a little bit of delay coming on to this heavy armor here. It's going to pay off pretty well for Raisy at the moment. Toxjq just figured out, okay, you're leaving heavy, just got taken. Taking that into account now as we've got the next Mega coming up. So Toxjq moving into a position to defend the Mega a little bit more, as Raisy's actually going to be coming back up the stairs. I mean, he's a visor, but he doesn't have his piercing sight for another 3 seconds, so Toxjq can just look for a rail and go in for it. But Raisy stabbing back with his own. It's going to largely be washed away by this Mega, and with the rails coming out of Toxjq, he's looking for this last hit here. Raisy is going to be on the run.
I can't believe how awesome that shot. I know the moment is gone, but that rail that Raisy landed from Brid was unbelievable.
Yeah.
He just side peeked him, and he knew exactly the angle. He had it lined up already. There's a good rocket and the rail. Toxjq shuts him down with a fantastic combo. And now over to BJ for Raisy, as he was not able to accomplish much at all, sadly.
And not a great spawn for him, to be honest. I mean, he's going to be able to get a grab for SNG, but in the play for the LG, Toxjq is not going to give it to him for free, not without at least a little bit of pressure. And if he wants to come with this jump pad for the Mega, he could be punished here. Toxjq backing out of the choke point, doesn't want to get caught.
Maybe it's going to be up as soon as Tox wants to go for it. Looking for a bit of fade-away damage, but Raisy not going to chase through that side. He's going up to Banana, dual-wield LG. Tox is pushed back off, away from the light armor. Still trying to find him. He's doing excellent damage, and Raisy's
not afraid of nothing.
He can't do anything. He's trying to land any bit of extra output of any sort, and Toxjq was stacking up. He's like, actually, my health's going backwards to how you want it.
And here in Blood Covenant, we get to see what Raisy can do with the keel. I don't see this very often, and when you're kind of relying on your LG, depending on the distance, you do have to like break your LG damage just a little bit to line up that grenade shot, which can be worth it if you hit it. If you don't, it's not.
If we took away the names and I just saw the champion lineups, normally I'd say, oh, this looks like something Tox would do.
Yeah.
Because I'm not convinced at all by Keel yet, but I'm more than happy to see
I'm
Raisy.
ready to be convinced.
Yeah, for sure. Like Raisy, if you got something.
But he has to get a little bit closer. I mean, he's going to be able to take away Mega, but he's still taking a lot of this attrition damage from the HMG. We've got some extra damage coming into the pillars. Nothing really connecting against Raisy just yet, but as he's crossing back over towards Heavy, he's going to be playing from the stairs, and that's not going to be easy.
He's got to find something now. Tox is a little bit vulnerable. We've got stray grenades coming up, but there's actually LG's not so bad at all. Once again, 24 points of health for Tox. He finds but what a rail. He knew he was going to be vulnerable. So, oh, if I hit the shot first, it's GG.
Raisy knew he was looking for the shot. Toxjq knew Raisy was looking for the shot, and it just came down to who made the shot.
We know who made the shot now.
That's why they pay us the big bucks.
That's
how you play the football. Yeah.
We're back with Toxjq as he's going to get the early damage in this round. And another, just fly-by rail. Beautiful stuff. Raisy's got to find a way to deal with this aim that we're getting from Tox. He's being so consistent with everything. It's beautiful to see him when he's on like this.
That's not something you want, though, if you're Raisy, just taking 2 rails off the bat. I mean, you have to go get the Mega because it's the Mega, but then you have all that time where you're not getting weapons, and he's been kind of scared off of this railgun. Toxjq's going, hey, yeah, come back later.
It's smart, though, for Raisy.
Yeah.
People get so desperate to pick up the railgun, they're almost willing to sacrifice everything in order to get it. There's no point. If it's going to cost you 100 health or so, you're just going to give up a frag in a few moments. This is a really good ambush, though, from Raisy. Toxjq going to use his Berserk to just edge away from the fight. And again, he's managing to stack back up so quickly.
But Raisy's LG is dangerous. I mean, that was 18 health for Toxjq, still managing to take it back. You could see him crunching the numbers very quickly on the staircase, and he's going to be able to take away that BJ from Raisy. He's going to be spawning back up as a visor, popping the piercing sight. And it's going to be a bit of an attack here on the rocket launcher. Toxjq, though, a great read, 100 damage off of that rocket. That can't feel good for Raisy.
Just FYI, Tox is hitting 53% LG now. I know last time I quoted it, it was in the 30s on Veil, but yeah, it's looking pretty damn strong at the moment. Nice work from Raisy.
And Raisy just keeps eating all these rails, though, so he's going to be railable. He's definitely in the danger zone. Toxjq, same thing, but he's got the angle on the heavy. And again, Toxjq's reaction time, like, that was a well-executed trap by Raisy. Nothing wrong with that. Toxjq is just inhuman.
Yeah, and he's just hitting ridiculous amounts. I don't know how he was so accurate after getting caught off guard. Looking for the vertical rocket to rail combo. Well, this LG is not bad at all. We've got a double jump mid-air, but still Tox is landing damage. He has to heal up a bit because of Healer's got many resources to his name.
Where is Toxic's movie deal with James Cameron? I mean, just he's doing so much damage on this heavy armor. Even with after the pickup, he's able to chain him down with the HMG and take 2-0 on Bloodcovey.
He hasn't died yet. He's just been playing Doom. That's literally all he's doing at the moment. Raisy cannot get a frag against Tox on Blood Covenant. He's been close. The fights have been incredibly close, but I mean, at the same time, if it doesn't happen, he's still way off getting a round, let alone a frag right now.
Yeah, if Raisy doesn't take this round, we won't get to see Toxic's Doom come to Sarnath.
True. Got some nail gun out.
More clever than you know. I'll explain it later. But Toxic is going to be up top.
You take me for?
Oh, I know exactly what I take you for. All right, taking away rocket launcher, maintaining a little bit of control over on the other end of pillars, as that Mega is going to be coming up here pretty soon. We've got Heavy coming back up as well, and actually Raisy's doing a fairly decent job of giving Toxic the runaround. But on Blood Covenant, all that really means is, all right, cool, you go take that Heavy, I'm going to get Mega, but I'm still going to be back there in time to punish you for wanting to take that Heavy.
Oh, that's Raisy with a piercing sight. I think that rail was too sick. Look at that, actually, an important shot to land. He doesn't get punished for picking up the heavy armor. There is a chance for Raisy to get in this round, but then all of a sudden, Tox, you get in his way and you've taken 200 damage and you don't know what happened. He's going to hear him down below.
Tox not quite exposing himself or looking for the drop down. He's looking for Raisy to make the move, looking for the punish. And best thing is, if he doesn't make the move, then Toxic gets a free Mega. Win-win.
Do you want to fight directly? Keeping that upper position, you get so much more information. It's harder to engage in a fight. You might get that early damage too.
Taking those hourglasses very slowly. Maybe if I take him slowly, he won't know where I am. But guess what? Toxic already has his target locked, getting a one rail knocked off of Raisy, looking for a way to cross the bridge. But Toxic's still going to be the troll over across.
He's got like the head to aim at, and Raisy's got the whole body to fire at, and still Tox wins in that exchange. Gonna get one more.
Just like you said, oh my god.
It's just they keep landing. I don't know if he's run out of rail. He's got 4 left, but he's going with the heavy machine gun. Raisy though suddenly landing, looks for another, but Tox breaks away from the fight.
And now he can go get this Mega. He's going to have to approach it from pillars, which means the play here is on the jump pad from Raisy. It's risky, but he's got to make that kind of play happen right now. He managed to get the grab, not quite getting the frag just yet, as Toxic is on the run with the Berserk pack.
Thought Raisy's going to walk that rocket. Goes through the teleporter instead. Tox definitely got to think about getting some more rail ammunition soon, but by God.
I'm looking at this on a 144 hertz monitor. I'm not seeing the intermediary frames between Toxic not seeing Raisy and then him railing Raisy.
Yeah.
It's one frame.
It's disgusting. And Raisy's got to get frustrated by that. It's so much to deal with when you're trying to get any semblance of control and it just gets removed from you instantaneously. That is hard to play against. But no one's really fully committed to making a move yet.
Right.
Tox is waiting for a bit more of a misstep from Raisy before he goes for something, and yet Raisy's not able to finish the job. But despite he's had some valiant efforts this round at getting Tox low. Yeah,
all the damage so far has been on the fadeaways and on the corner plays. Nothing really so much as, you know, like Cooler and Claws running at each other with Death Knight. We're not seeing that kind of game here, but at the same time, Toxic is punishing all of these corners very effectively.
Raisy spotted him. Again, it still feels like Tox won that exchange. Hitting some heavy machine gun.
Yeah, especially Raisy dropping down to shotgun armor. He's going to need a clean exit here, and right now, I don't think he has one. Toxic has got the beat on him, if not the read, and it's okay if he goes over towards heavy, as Toxic can still set up over by either rocket launcher. Oh my god, he's actually playing this angle to spam down rockets from that range at that angle.
Well, what's sick is that he managed to see that Raisy moves up towards heavy, and he's like, and that's the timing. And, that's it. And he's on the other side of the map, pretty much by mega health. Like, we got some explosive play there, exchanging some rockets.
Exchange is the right word, as the damage was fairly equal. Toxic still top of the map, still daring Raisy to show up in mid. We haven't had a frag just yet as we hit that 4-minute mark, but again, Raisy has been having to respond to everything Toxic is, frankly, making him do.
There it is, LG on LG. Raisy's got the heavy right behind him in limited health, but he's given permission to move away from that part of the map. Tox, he can get himself the Mega. There is a light armor down below. Again, it's Toxjq right now. These players are even. but it is Raisy who's going to feel pressured to do something.
Yeah, I think Tox is only really ever taking the Mega and just using everything else to punish. So as far as heavies go, they're actually tied here 9-9. But in this round, it's been largely Raisy getting that pickup. And again, we've got heavy up. Tox is looking at it, but Raisy's not there. This is the first time Toxic is going, okay, I don't actually know where Raisy is, and as a result, I can go get heavy.
Very unusual. Raisy maybe trying to set up a trap towards the Mega Health. Ends up being an item exchange. Tox was maybe a 20 stack advantage going at the moment. Doesn't really make a big enough difference just yet.
I mean, numbers-wise, yeah, they traded items, no big deal, it's Blood Covenant, but the fact that Toxic was still looking for Raisy at the heavy and didn't know that trade was going to be happening, that's a big deal. I don't know if Raisy can capitalize on it, but it's certainly a first step.
We're kind of waiting to see a sort of piercing sight allow Raisy to do a bit more damage. He does find 2 rails cleanly. He might want to attack incredibly soon. He's moving forward now. The Mega Health is up. He's just finished using piercing sight, but now all of a sudden Tox, he returns fire and keeps himself safe. They had avoided combat for actually quite a long time.
Oh yeah. And now with Raisy heading back over towards heavy, I think Tox is feeling much more comfortable about how Raisy's moving again now. He's got the lock on him again, and now he's ready for these corner rails. And again, not a whole lot of damage dealt out in this round in total, as we're now a minute into overtime here without a frag. But Toxic is going to be looking for Raisy through TP. Oh, but it's actually a play with the rocket launcher before the teleporter. Toxic dropped down to the low pillars. He's going to have to play defensively here with the Mega up. Raisy getting the grab. Heavy's going to be up as well. Toxic running it back. It's going to be a tight race, and Toxic actually could have gotten there first if he had committed, but he's breaking over towards rockets instead.
Very, very passive from Tox.
Yeah.
I still think he considers this piercing sight too much of a threat to stand too wide out in the open. But again, just as he got Raisy low, Raisy re-established a semblance of control. He's starting to hit a rail now. He definitely needs more. He just drops down to get that light. He's on 30% rail though, Raisy. 7 of 23 to the 14 of 33, 42% that Tox has. And it's been noticeable, Raisy's lack of rail connections.
He's hit enough to make Toxic, think twice about going all in on some of these attacks, just like that one. And now we've got Toxic on the bridge. Raisy actually RJing back up. Toxic didn't quite have that read. Raisy trying to collapse in and tighten the noose. Toxic trying to take away as many 25s as he can. But this is going to make Mega difficult to play for. And subsequently, it's going to be a little bit of a risk to even be camping out at the heavy. So Toxic just taking the 25 in a small armor, still being pretty passive here, going, it's not worth going all in on that heavy.
Raisy, he really should have closed the gap just then. Tox was on about 20, 30 points of health. He's managed to get, again, health bubbles and a light armor. He's got the piercing sight, but misses out on the rail. If Raisy wants to shut down this round, he just needs to get some rail damage out before we get Tox back to 100 or 100. And a position where he feels comfortable challenging for a Mega Health or a heavy armor.
Yeah, you say closing the gap, and I'm wondering right now if you're Raisy, how do you do that? I mean, he's got the stack, he's finally managed to get a double pickup of the items. Great, neat. But how do you get close enough to Toxic to just have that, rough and tumble outfight with the Rockets and LG? Especially when Toxic, again, is just hitting all these rails. Are we going to see Deja Vu with the machine gun? Nope. Raisy's going to be able to duck out of there, but a lot of that stack advantage is gone. It's a play up the jump pad, and all the 7s are not going to result in a death just yet. Both of them reeling, bleeding, but still alive.
That was really surprising. Raisy used piercing sight as he went up the bounce pad then, but Tox, obviously, he's not going to miss anything as Raisy goes up that bounce pad. Bit more LG from the Hungarian. He drops down to lower banana, but he's already taken the light armor there. Tox, he's able to take everything. I want to see him now go in for the kill very soon once this heavy armor is picked up.
So there's the pickup. It's going to be the RJ back up to bridge as Raisy's looking to cross out of the choke point for Mega. And it's actually the fact that he's been kind of camping out there is keeping Toxic a little bit concerned about where he's coming from. Well, there's the rail to open things up. 2 seconds to Mega. Exactly 1 bullet from that HMG, but it's still going to be the Mega handed over to Toxic. 10 seconds before the heavy. If Raisy wanted to make that kind of a offering or a sacrifice of the Mega to go get the heavy, it was a lot of time to make that work.
And Tox not being able to spot out Raisy early enough during that whole encounter means he might be losing that window. He needs to try and get closer, get back to landing those rails, find some angles on the major items. It's almost like they've gone distant away from the major items.
Looking for these rails. It's going to
What
be
a
Tox
shot.
getting that hit again. And yeah, it's little edges like that that are keeping Raisy at bay. And you start wondering if these guys are doing a cosplay of, you know, Rafa and Evil.
Does seem that way a little bit. And again, got to remind ourselves, almost 10 minutes into this round, Tox wins this. He's through to day 3.
Yeah. Raisy just holding on with everything that he can, and honestly, this hasn't been easy for Tox. On the same token, anytime Tox is stacked, he's respecting Raisy enough not to want to get close, but he just got close. Choice or no, but there's the rail from the LG, and that's going to be 3-0, 10 minutes into the round.
Wow, he finally shuts it down, but he really wanted to make a errorless game just then. Dominating performance on Blood Covenant. Look at that combo that he hits. I mean, we saw so many rocket derails.